Welcome to the University of Findlay Art and Culture Show. I am your host, Sharenda, and we are excited to welcome to our set today, Mr. Ronnie Rodriguez. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, Sharenda.
It's so nice to have you here.
Yeah, good.
And you are a look-alike artist for Johnny Depp. And right now we have you half Johnny, half Jack.
Right. Kind of half and half at the moment. We'll be doing the other show later on, so I'm going to jump right into Jack Sparrow, so see how that goes.
Yeah. And there are many lookalikes, many tribute artists out there, but you are known as the best for Johnny, and I think that that is awesome. I know you have been on the front of People magazine with Johnny, where they have your picture and his picture in character of something that he's currently in the movies doing, and they're asking, which one's Johnny? That's a huge compliment when you have paid that close attention to an artist and the characters that they're doing to be able to represent them.
Yeah, it's actually been, it's kind of one of those things where it's just been an amazing kind of journey. But yeah, you're right. We were on a cover of a magazine that Johnny actually asked for. He wanted to see it himself, and we were on the Black Pearl, and it went around. It was kind of funny. It was a magazine that they had everything wrong, ages, where we were, everything, you know, including me on the main picture. And anyway, Johnny wanted to see it.
If people would catch it and stuff.
Yeah, and it was pretty funny though. It made its rounds all the way through the Black Pearl and all the pirates, and you know, by the time I got it, it was a wrinkled up little piece of paper, and yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I've been in actually several magazines now with you know, comparisons. You know, it's kind of funny. But.
Well, and you've been in many of his movies. You know, people think that Captain Jack's the one that you're asked to do probably the most often in character for different events, private and corporate. But you've also been in 21 Jump Street. You've been in, what's the one where there's a computer and they're trying to figure everything out? Because you actually are speaking as Johnny.
Yeah, that was with Nathan For You. And it was a TV show, and I actually saved the planet. You know, that's kind of there's an asteroid coming, and I'm playing a hacker, so I do some quick keyboard strokes. Next thing you know, I saved the planet, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I often get that, you know, we want a Johnny-looking guy. Since they can't get Johnny, you know, I'm the next best thing, I guess.
They have you, and that's happened in some award shows too, where they'll have you show up backstage representing Johnny, and you're with the real artists that people know.
Right. It's
the spoofs.
Yeah, it's been pretty funny. I mean, this journey is it's amazing. I don't know what else to say other than it's amazing, because the doors that were opened, I always wanted to get in the movies. And after raising a family, my wife and I got to the point where I thought, well, that's probably a pipe dream. And then lo and behold, Pirates came out, and next thing I know, I'm on the Black Pearl, and my wife Jules helped me get a costume together. Actually, truth be known, she put the costume together, and yeah, it was just an amazing journey. You know?
Yeah, and there was a Western-ish movie that he did, and they hired you as a double for him.
Yeah.
But then they knew you had talent, so they hired you back as yourself as an actor in the movie. How many times does that happen, folks? I mean, that's a huge compliment to your talents.
That was Lone Ranger. And,
okay.
That was actually pretty funny, because they kept me on the hook for a long time to be double for Johnny as Tonto. And yeah, through one thing after another, they went from, I think it was New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and then when we got to LA, I ended up just being me, and I actually got a stunt credit out of that because they blew up a train. You might see me. I'm the one that gets blown up. No. And class everywhere. And yeah, it was I got to meet Channing Tatum. I'm sorry, that was 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I was going to say, with 21 Jump Street, you had some Hollywood time with Channing Tatum.
Yeah, actually, that was kind of an amazing story, because I met with the producers, and they wanted to know if I could pull off being Johnny in the film, because they couldn't get Johnny. He was going to do a cameo, but they only had him for like one day. So that means he had to fly in, get in costume, do his scene, and then gone. Yeah. So I had to cover it for 3 weeks. I ran around looking like a guy from ZZ Top, and that was pretty funny. And I got a stunt credit out of that one too, because I had to ride a motorcycle.
a man of many talents.
Oh, that was funny. That was a great one though, because while I was on set, they had me with this rubber nose, and I was going to save the rubber nose and then give it to Johnny on the next movie. And they wouldn't let me keep it. And I kept thinking, I'm going to wad that thing up, stuff it in my pocket. Next time I see him, this belongs to you. But,
well, and you are such a humble individual. We do want to let the audience know you do know Johnny. Johnny knows who you are. If you walk in a room, you know one another.
It's kind of hard to. The first time we met was on Black Pearl, and he was dressed up as Jack Sparrow. I was dressed as Jack Sparrow, and we kind of passed each other. And in doing so, we both kind of just looked at each other like, did our passing.
Yeah.
And he was going off to do an interview actually with Disney, and I was going to the Black Pearl. So it was about 3 weeks later that we actually met, like for the first time. But that was amazing. So now I've done about 7 movies with him, and the last one we did was up in Vancouver called The Professor, and spent about a month up there with him, and that was amazing. That was a good time.
Well, and you are an artist in other ways too, and that's what's fun when we have the opportunity and the honor to interview artists that are, whether they're tribute artists or they're vocalists or musicians or motivational speakers. There's so many talents that come with the individuals that we have the honor to interview. And for you, you actually are a U.S. veteran through the Navy.
Yes,
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And Jules, whom I also have the honor of knowing, is an amazing artist in her own right. She also is a U.S. veteran with the Navy, correct?
Yes.
And she was the first female captain pilot for the Navy, correct?
First female F-18 plane captain.
There you go.
And that was amazing, because at that time that was like a brand new airplane.
Yeah.
And but she was amazing. She
You guys are a powerhouse, individually and together. You're just a power team.
Wow.
So with the Navy, after you finished touring with them as an active duty, you had the opportunity to go back and work with them as a civilian, and you are still working with the Navy, correct?
I am, yes. Yeah.
So you're a federal employee.
Federal employee.
And it's so cool. How many people get the opportunity to say, I worked for the Navy or served in the Navy and am now working for the Navy as a professional photographer?
As a professional photographer.
So many of the AP photos we see coming out in the news are your work.
Some of them, you'll be surprised, but if you look at the little byline, you'll recognize my name. It says courtesy of U.S. Navy. That's it's not always me, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
I can't even believe it myself sometimes, talking to different people, the career path that I chose. I've been able to do like 2 things that I love best. One is photography, and the other is being an actor. I ended up, and I've done my own TV show things. People have hired me just to be me, but it's amazing that I was able to get into this. And the credit goes to, first off, Jules, because she's the one that dressed me up to begin with. She saw something. We were in the theater watching the first pirate movie.
She's like, you got this,
yeah,
babe.
and she says, she just gives me the elbow and says, you look just like him. So throughout the rest of the movie, she's saying, you look just like him. You look just like him. And I thought she was making fun of me because we had to wear the guy liner, So anyhow, she got the costume all ready and everything. So that put me on that path. So I really got to thank her for that. And then, she's always the business side. She's always behind the scenes. So were times where I should have been probably on the on the forefront of getting into an audition or something. Jules has been right there.
Right there.
So she's got me into a lot of great positions to do what I do, and again, doing photography and acting, and then it's just been an amazing journey.
And I'm so glad it's been your journey, because it's been a gift for individuals who will never have the opportunity to meet the characters that Johnny portrays or Johnny himself, but you, with what you do, you're able to do corporate events, school events, community events, nonprofit events, where they tell you which Johnny to show up, and you're able to show up and just give them a stellar performance.
Oh, thank you. It's that in itself is just I think on the top of my list is working with the kids, because to see them light up when they see Jack Sparrow, that's fun.
Feels good.
That's fun. Yeah, I remember we did a gig in LAX, and we were working with a bunch of what do you call them? the dogs that kind of keep you, calm you down.
Kind of the therapy dogs?
Therapy dogs, there,
Okay.
thank you. And the kids, I don't know who was more energized through all that, myself, the kids, or the dogs.
You were all
We
feeding
all
off
had a
of
great
each other's
time.
positive
We
energy.
took photos with dogs and with kids, and I mean, people coming off airplanes, and next thing you know, you're with dogs. It was great. That was a good one.
And they were like, there's Captain Jack.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the airport. That was. They had to keep us moving though, because it did actually create a little bit of a stir.
Sure.
And
sure.
but then working with different charity groups, that's another one that is amazing. Or one group we worked with, a young man who was kind of mentally challenged, and I did it like 2 years in a row. And he actually came back the second year I came back. He ran up to me and he's like, "Johnny," he just gives me this great big hug, and yeah, it was that was one of those things that almost brings like tears to your eyes because of the emotion, But the fact that he remembered and
he looked forward
oh
to
yeah,
it,
he was
yeah.
just that was great. But,
Awesome.
and then we've even done children's hospital things. Go through dressed up as pirates, and oh, that's amazing too. That's another because Johnny does that. That's one of the things he likes to do.
And I didn't know that. I just knew that Johnny gets in trouble for beating up people and throwing things in the rentals that they're in. And, so unfortunately, that doesn't make the news.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's actually a really good guy. And as far as the news, sometimes I think it's you can't really believe everything you read, kind of a thing.
Sure.
But my experience with him, he's always been great. And I would think that if I had somebody on set and they looked like me, it would be a little bit awkward. And he seems to have been really good
Takes
with
it
it.
with a grain of salt. Yeah.
We did it was called with Adam Sandler. We did Jack and Jill, and they had asked. They said, Johnny had asked, "Who's my double?" And I guess one of the person's assistants said, "Oh, it's Ronnie." He says, "Fine, I'm out of here," and he kind of packed up and left. So they just kind of gave me clothes and said, "Get dressed." I ended up working with Al Pacino.
Wow.
Who thought I was still Johnny, and he was in midstream in a conversation. So he leans over and he starts finishing this conversation with me, and I'm trying to go, how do I tell him I'm not Johnny anymore? And the cameraman's behind the camera, and he's just cracking up. And finally we got it. Al Pacino kind of looks over and goes, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Ronnie. Johnny left." He just was like, "That's good."
Well, and it's so funny that you're Ronnie, he's Johnny. I mean, you can't get much closer to
Even
that.
when we first started with Pirates, we'd be on the ship, and they'd say like, "Ronnie to the helm," and sometimes Johnny would go, "Is that?" And the people would be. I didn't know that Johnny had a brother named Ronnie.
Oh my gosh!
Are you Johnny's brother? It's like, oh no, But matter of fact, one of the cameramen, very well known, I won't mention any names, but he kept calling me Johnny. He would say Johnny. I asked him, I said,
By accident.
"Try not to call me Johnny." Yeah, it was by accident. And try not to call me Johnny, because I didn't want them to think that I was
Trying to overstep. Yeah, sure.
And so he said, "Okay, yeah, thanks. And 2 minutes after I said it, "Johnny, can I get you to stand back over here?" So that was
that's funny.
pointless.
So for what you do within the trade, you also have had the honor of being recognized by your professional peers through the Real Awards and the Sunburst International Look-alike conferences. So and I think you're in Hall of Fame, correct?
You know what? I don't think I'm in Hall of Fame.
Okay, then you're really,
But
really close.
I've actually won a few awards there, and I got to thank Greg Thompson and then Jana Joes. They're the ones who put on
they're the owners of the conferences.
And
one's in Vegas, one's in Orlando, so that's fun.
And they've been great, because without them, I don't think I'd be here either. Their help is what gets you there. And but I remember going to a class that Greg was putting on, and one of the things they said was how to hug people when you're taking photos.
Oh yeah,
just
that's
simple little
important.
things. And it is important, especially nowadays, and but that was great. So without them, it'd be tough. But I think I got Best Actor a couple of times, and
best look-alike, like the closest to reality look-alike of the actor.
Yeah, I did get that. It kind of spans from like 2006 to, I think the last one I was at was 2016, I believe.
Yeah, because he's been busy working. It's
Yeah,
such
lots
a
of
wonderful
times.
problem to have.
Yeah.
Can't go to the award ceremonies because you're working, and we get that because the actors do the same thing.
Right, yeah.
They're not always able to be where they need to be because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, providing us with entertainment.
Yeah, that's it. And and loving it, and I know a couple of times we've talked to Greg, and it's like I can't make it, but he actually let me do a video one time, send it, and that was actually fun. A friend and I, we got together and we did a little video, and that was great.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But
if people want to connect with you, do you have any availability through social media? Do you have a website that people can check out?
I do. Yeah, it's www.deppimpersonator.com. And there's also RonnieRodriguez.com. So, and I'm on Facebook. You can find me. Just look Jack Sparrow Double. I'm there. So.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule. I know we've had the honor of having you on campus in past years, and we've worked really hard to get you back. And thank you for making it work in your schedule to be here this year, and also agree to do the interview. What our viewers don't know is anytime we're asking you to do extra, that's you being gracious with your time, and we so appreciate that. And I look forward to others being able to learn more about your characters, your talent, and following your profession.
Good. Well, thank you for having me, Sharinda. It's been really amazing. Thank you, and
You're very welcome.
Yeah, just pleased I could be here.
And next time, Jules has to come along.
Yeah, I'll drag her along next time, I promise.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's special episode of the University of Findlay Art and Culture Show. Until we see each other again, be well.